Today I'm going to break down my new hybrid training plan. This plan is built to improve my strength, add some muscle, and get me ready for not one, but two huge challenges. A half Ironman and a 50k ultramarathon. And just before I start, I don't like to call myself a hybrid athlete. I like to call myself like a fitness enjoyer. With that being said, let's get into my thought process, how I actually made the workout plan that combines both strength and endurance without having that much interference in between each other. First thing that's very important is to define goals. And I have three main targets. Getting stronger, specifically in these movements: squat, bench, deadlift, weighted dips, and weighted pull-ups. The second goal is to build some muscle, mainly in my arms and shoulders. As you can probably tell by the video, I have 2 sticks. And the third goal is to improve endurance, to both crush my Ironman goal and the ultramarathon. Now, I'll break down each goal so that then I can program more effectively. So let's start with strength and building muscle. I was previously doing 3 days full body sessions, but I just didn't really enjoy it. So I decided to go for 4 times per week, meaning I'm doing an upper-lower split. That looks something like this. On Monday, it's my upper day, and probably the heaviest one out of the week. Tuesday I'll do lower, which will also be the heaviest lower day of the week. Wednesday I'll rest. Thursday will be my upper day, my second one of the week. Friday will be lower, and then Saturday and Sunday are my rest days. This way I get at least 2 days of rest before every single session. And that is extremely important for my strength work. And also it allows me to combine endurance more effectively or in a smarter way. Now, I'll go into more detail of what I do on each and every single day. So on Monday, I'll start off with bench press. Since it is my weakest lift, I'll have to give it priority. Then I'll jump into weighted pull-ups, and this will be my only movement for back for this day. Then weighted dips, and I'll finish off with some arms and shoulders. The arm and shoulders accessories tend to be always the same, but sometimes I'm a bit lazy and I'll just switch up just to have a bit of fun. Because to be honest, training shoulders and arms for me is very boring. And that's one of the main reasons as to why it is my weakest point. Tuesday will be just simply squats, deadlift, leg press, and I'll try to add in some calves. I'll try, don't promise anything. And this day will be my only real leg day focused, but I'll explain that in a bit. Of course, Wednesday I rest, then on Thursday it's pretty much the same as Monday. The only difference is I don't do any arms and shoulders on this day, and I add in 1 back exercise. So it goes around like this: bench press, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, and some sort of row. Now, as I said, Tuesday was my only real focused leg day. And since yesterday, being Thursday, I removed arms and shoulders, I will add them on Friday because they need direct work. And doing them after bench press, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips is extremely taxing, and therefore I wouldn't put as much effort into them. So on Friday, my workout goes like this. I only do squats between 2 or 3 sets and just simply a leg curl. And that's it for legs. And then I jump into arms and shoulders. I could theoretically just put arms and shoulders on a separate day, but I hate going to the gym again to just simply train shoulders and arms. I think it's extremely boring for me. So combining it with squat basically obligates me to go to the gym. Before I move into the endurance part, 99% of you watching aren't subscribed. So please hit the subscribe button, as I'm trying to reach the 1,000, I was gonna say the 1,000 euro mark, the 1,000 subscriber mark by the end of the year, which should be doable if you click it right now. Thanks. Now moving on to endurance. There's a reason why I picked each discipline on each day, and that is to minimize interference as much as possible. So with this in mind, I decided to put my first run on Monday. I like to start the week strong with a solid run. I've noticed that if I don't start the week running, I tend to push my training sessions into the end of the week, and sometimes I end up skipping them, which is definitely not the best if you want to achieve your goals. So I try to offload as much work as possible. This run is zone 2, mostly aerobic. I'll aim for 10 kilometers and I'll increase slightly until 14 in the next couple of weeks. Again, Tuesday I won't add anything because it's my heavy leg day and I don't want to cause that much fatigue and ruin my recovery. Since I don't have a leg day on Thursday and it's my rest day on Wednesday, this seems to be the best day for my long ride of the week. So I'll add in a long ride and also a swim in the morning. This swim will be just set to improve my ability to deal with high intensity swimming. The long ride will be minimum of 2 hours, increasing to 3 along the weeks. Thursday will be my long run, starting at 15 kilometers. I know, for most of you 15 isn't a long run, for me it kind of is. And it will climb slowly until probably 25. This will still take a bit of time. It's after Wednesday ride, which might be a bit hard, but cycling doesn't seem to fry my legs that much when it comes to my running. It would definitely ruin my squat, but not my running. And since again I do upper day on this day, my legs should be theoretically fine. Friday will be my threshold or interval ride, because since it's my lightest leg day of the week, I didn't really train legs on Friday, and therefore I can push a bit harder on the bike. And since I'm preparing for a triathlon, I need to do a brick session, meaning mixing cycling and running, both in the same session. So this would mean either Saturday or Sunday, I give a bit of flexibility throughout the weekend, because sometimes I might be too fatigued from Friday, and therefore I need to rest on Saturday. This brick session will either be again on Saturday or Sunday, and it will start at 1 hour on the bike and a 5k run, climbing up to 2 hours of a bike ride and a 10k. Again, along the weeks, this will increase. And then the second swim day will also vary. It will be the opposite day of which I do the brick session. So if I decide to do the brick session on Saturday, I will swim on Sunday and vice versa. And that's pretty much my new plan, my hybrid training plan. Just a fitness enjoyer really. In a couple of videos, I will take you on a full week of training, showing you how I track progress and how I'm still improving my gym lifts and my endurance. So if you guys are interested, don't forget to subscribe and check out these videos that are on screen. And if you have any tips for me, then leave them down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.